Hello everyone, and now welcome to game 2 in a series. Monchi having a 1-0 lead in this series so far, as my daughter makes some background noise for me. On the top left hand side of the map we have Monchi spawning as the green Protoss player. Meanwhile, Empire's Beasty spawning as the yellow Terran on the bottom right hand side of the map. Terran versus Protoss here on Entombed Valley. Should be an interesting game, and we'll see if Beasty perhaps goes into a little bit more of the standard metagame as opposed to that 1-1-1 strategy that we did see in game 1. Monchi now already moving out across the map. He will be scouting. Is he going to be doing a full cross spawn check? Yes, it looks like he will be doing exactly that. Meanwhile, Beasty building up the supply depot inside his mineral line there. That will be a little bit diminishing returns on this one SCV until that supply depot is lowered. Curious placement, but then again, maybe there is reason for the madness here, as we are going to see some SCVs now just continuing to mine away. Barracks now being placed down. Meanwhile, we see that Monchi has spotted out that it is not going to be north-south spawns, and in fact it will be full cross spawns here on the map. Now, Probe making its way over. It will quickly come up the ramp and take a look around. Beasty this time around looks like he's more willing to play an economic game, not going for a fast geyser. Now, I am a bit surprised in game 1 that Monchi was able to fend off the harassment even though he went for a Nexus first. A little bit of a lucky break there, as we are seeing a Probe inside the base here. Oh, and we do see the surround. Is it going to be enough? Wow, beautifully done there. I don't know if you guys actually spotted that fast enough, but Beasty was able to get 4 SCVs, get a full surround on that Probe and take it down. It does take a full, I believe, 3 seconds in order to take down a Probe like that, and very, very well played. That Probe will not be able to scout any longer. Now, what we should be seeing from Beasty is a Marine holding the ramp here, a command center being placed down here, and once that command center is about halfway done, we should see a bunker placed down here, followed by additional barracks. So far, Beasty getting in some additional supply depots, wants to make sure that he doesn't fall behind in the economic game. He never wants to be supply blocked. He may actually end up supply blocking himself a little bit here, as the supply depot... Oh, actually, no, he's not going to supply block himself. Very, very good overall management, as the SCV now wandering around, spots that there is no expansion there, and now able to juke around that one Zealot. Alright, Stalker being added, Warp Gate research being started as well, as Monchi may be trying to hide some hidden tech. Now, the third pylon is normally where Protoss players hide their tech. You can see one pylon here, and this makes it very difficult for scanner sweeps to actually spot anything. There's that bunker on the ramp, as I mentioned moments ago. A Zealot may be trying to charge up here, as a third command center is already being placed down. The Marines, are they going to get some shots off? Yes, and now able to do a little bit of micro action on those Marines, making sure to not take any damage while dealing a fair amount back. SCV trying to head up the ramp, and it looks like, oh, it will not be able to spot that Nexus. That is going to be a huge hidden bonus for Monchi. Monchi knowing that, or sorry, Beasty not knowing about that one particular expansion, and Monchi knowing that Beasty doesn't know about that expansion. Now we are going into an additional barracks now, double refineries, and is Beasty actually going to waste a scanner sweep here? No, he has not done so, and by not doing so, he is pretty much playing in the dark. This is going to be a little bit more of a risky maneuver, but the longer the game goes, the better it will be for Beasty, as he is going to have the benefit of 3 mules and being able to train 3 SCVs at a time to counteract that chrono boost. Now, a Marine out from Beasty, making sure that there are no proxy pylons on the map. Probes now being transferred down and over as well. Third orbital command already being upgraded, and we are seeing the 2 refineries under full production, as we are going into that additional barracks there. So one with the tech lab, one with the reactor, but Beasty still doesn't have that many production buildings. Meanwhile, looking at Monchi, he will have 3 warp gates, and 1 robotics facility for Immortals. Second bunker now being placed down by Beasty, as the harvester count does show 31 to 35, but those 3 mules really helping Beasty out, giving in a little bit more of a bonus economy once more. Beasty must be expecting some sort of bunker bust push coming in, as we now see additional supply depots and bunkers placed on the front door. Monchi, however, going to get pretty much a free scout here, as the Marines, oh, are they going to be able to shoot down this one particular observer? The observer pretty much scouting around, and Beasty, very, very impressive, knows where exactly that observer is. Very good map awareness, noticing that slight flicker in the air as the light around this one observer does bend. Monchi, quick to react, responding with a 3rd nexus of his own after spotting that there is already a command center down here. We are now going into double engineering bays for upgrades, and if Beasty can actually get those upgrades down faster, that may give him the necessary advantage that he is looking for. So far, he is still very behind in terms of production buildings, only 2 production buildings with a 3rd one underway. Meanwhile, we see 3 production buildings with a robotics facility already training up Colossi. That is going to be a huge, huge bonus. That tier 3 splash damage against all of those Marines and those Marauders. Starport now being added as well. Reactor on the factory for that swap. And I really expected to see Beasty get more barracks at this point. He doesn't have that much DPS in his army. He really needs more Marines. And he is floating about 400 minerals, which really makes me question his long-term strategy. He will be able to dump in a whole bunch of minerals and gas into that starport as soon as it is completed down here. And now here we have it, triple barracks again, and now the destructible rocks will get taken down. Marine going up against a Zealot. The Zealot easily wins that battle, as we now see that bunkers are currently being salvaged. Alright, Beasty unable to land this 16-ton command center on top of this Zealot, since apparently 16 tons of metal cannot crush a Zealot. So far, we are going to see Probe sitting at the center, observer in position as well, as here we go, that one Zealot will get taken down, not dealing any damage whatsoever, but then again, that Zealot was there just to delay this expansion a little while longer. Medevacs being added, triple barracks, quad barracks now completed, as we are now up to 6 barracks and now double training of Vikings. Let's take a look at Beasty. Beasty does have a good idea what's going on inside. He was able to spot the robotics bay, which is a huge boost for him, as he is now double training up Vikings. The production tab of Beasty massively, massively long, training up a whole array of units, and now going into a second starport as well. Where is that second starport? Down over here, in order to train up medevacs and Vikings all at the same time, something that Terran players needed to do a little bit more of, and have been doing it as of late. Stalkers and Marines battling it out. Colossi coming in, force fields corralling some of those units, as the Marauders and the Marines are now looking to back off. But medevac drop now looking to come in as well. Are there going to be enough reinforcements for Beasty, as this drop now looks to drop in? Monchi does not spot this. This is absolutely huge. Beasty just out of sight range, and here we go. In comes the attack and taking down so many probes. Monchi losing a lot of workers there. And now is the Nexus going to fall? The Nexus now taking a bit of damage, trying to back away. Is it going to be enough? The medevacs, are they going to be able to jump inside? 2 Marines left behind, and beautifully done. Beasty finding a small window of opportunity, but able to capitalize on that, dealing a fair amount of damage. 46 probes versus 70 SCVs. The worker kill count is only at 11, so it really goes to show you how Beasty's additional orbital command has really swung things in favor for him in terms of the overall worker count. But what is this? 4 Colossi walking tall, standing tall. Look to punish, as the medevacs over here are going to be going in for another drop. Alright, Marines and Marauders taking down Stalkers one at a time. The medevacs absorbed a lot of the damage, as the Marines and Marauders now coming in. Meanwhile, back over here, Vikings going after Colossi. One Colossi does get taken down. There are a lot of sentries and stalkers, but not enough to really deal with the Viking count here, as the Vikings are going after Colossi. Another Colossus gets taken down. The Colossi is focusing too much on the orbital command, and that may do it, as Monchi gonna end up losing these all of these Colossi there, and that is the GG Beasty coming out ahead. The Colossi were never engaging against the Marines and the Marauders. Also, the Stalkers here were too focused onto the Medivacs. Medivacs do have a good number of hit points, especially when there's only 6 to 8 Stalkers that they're dealing with, and the Marines and the Marauders were able to finish off the Stalkers before the Stalkers could really make a dent into the army whatsoever. So yeah, that's it. Beasty was able to even up the series at 1 game apiece, as we now go to a final game 3, the deciding match in this best of 3 series. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 2. Stay tuned for game 3.